Good afternoon. I'm Jamie Reed, the Education Specialist with the Oracle Applications and Technology Users Group. I'm excited to have you join us for today's webinar, Modernizing Supply Chain Execution, Strategies for Frontline Enablement in Oracle SCM Cloud, hosted by Propel app. For those who might be new to our community, allow me to share a bit about OATUG. We are a network of Oracle's users and consultants dedicated to providing exceptional education and offering support to our members. We are always on the lookout for volunteers who are eager to make a difference. If you're interested in getting involved, feel free to reach out to us. I also want to make sure that you have all noted Ascend 2025 on your calendars, taking place at the Rose and Shingle Creek Resort in Orlando, Florida, in just a couple of weeks, beginning June 8th through the 11th. As we dive into today's webinar, please note that all participants will remain muted to ensure a smooth and uninterrupted experience. However, we encourage you to actively participate by submitting your questions through the questions box at any time. We are recording this session, and OATUG members will have access to the recording and the slide deck in the knowledge base within 48 hours. Keep an eye on the chat area for links to our upcoming events, access to the knowledge base, and details on joining OATUG. Now I want to welcome our speakers, Raj, the Digital Solutions Advisor with Propel app, and Madhu, Product Manager with Propel app. Thank you so much for being with us. You guys can take it away.
Thank you, Jamie. Thanks everyone for joining this webinar. My name is Raj Pedisetti, and I have my colleague Madhu. So I'm a CEO and Digital Solutions Advisor at Propel Apps. I have delivered 18 plus years of supply chain projects. Some of our notable clients are Amazon, Medtronic, Bechtel, Dow Chemical, etc. And Madhu is our VP of Product Management. He has around 12 years of experience in supply chain. He has delivered more than 20 projects. The agenda, what we have for today is to focus on the frontline workforce. We will discuss why we want you to focus on the frontline workforce, what are the challenges faced by them, and how a connected worker platform, we will look at it, how it will solve the problems faced by this frontline workforce. And we will look at what are the gaps with the current legacy systems, including Oracle ERP. And how you can achieve actually a truly connected frontline workforce. And we will delve into different use cases, and then we will open up for a Q&A session at the end. So first off, we would like to set the context here to look at supply chain challenges. I'm sure if you are in the supply chain, one of the biggest problems that supply chain departments faces are like the poor customer service, and you have a lot of customers report that the inventory carrying costs are higher than normal, and labor shortage is one of the biggest issues right now faced by the industry, especially after COVID, and downtime with the machinery, both and also too many manual processes in the entire supply chain, where people are not we have like a lot of tribal knowledge with a lot of older people who are about to retire, and there is not much standardization in terms of many problems that supply chain actually works on. And another biggest challenge supply chain faces is it's not an attractive field for Gen Z. Whoever is right now graduating from college, they are not actually looking at supply chain because this is not the glamorous field for them. And another problems that warehouse managers and even people managing the e-commerce report always is there is no visibility into inventory, like what they are carrying, where goods are, where and sometimes it could lead to like late orders, or you could cancellations of orders, late deliveries, etc. And we all see now that there is so much pressure to deliver it on the same day or the next day because of this Amazon effect. And overall, the tech costs for supply chain are increasing to operate. And one of the biggest pain point that everybody tells us is that they are not able to unlock the full potential of the ERP systems, even though they are powerful. So who is this frontline workforce? So these are these material handlers moving material from one location to the other location, receiving it in the warehouses, and doing the picking, packing, shipping. And inventory clerks doing like cycle counting, physical counting. And in the manufacturing on the assembly lines, people are doing the moving goods from one assembly line to other, and completing the work orders and tracking materials, etc. And when it comes to maintenance technicians and engineers who are actually doing the repairs, whether it could be a utility or oil and gas, or whether it could be a manufacturer. When a machine breaks down, these are the guys who is actually fixing it, bringing it back up. And another piece of the frontline workforce is these warehouse managers and plant managers who are, while they are visiting the warehouses, while they are visiting the manufacturing plants, they need a lot of the information. They need immediately whether to raise a purchase requisition, or whether to do like a pick to bin replenishment, or report a safety issue. So you may ask why we're focusing on the frontline workforce, why they are important. For most of the organizations, they constitute about 25% to 30% of the workforce. So that's a lot of people. I have seen like some $1 billion company, which has around 1,000 employees. Out of that, 400 people are frontline workforce. So that's around 40%. So these people are important. These are the guys who's actually producing something in an industrial company. So they often work with in the warehouses, plants, and collecting the like data and capturing and creating the data. And these are mission critical. Suppose if your warehouse is down, you are not able to ship anything. If your plant is down, you won't be able to produce anything. So the downtime costs are huge. And making sure that they are productive is a number one criteria for an industrial company. So LNS research found that 72% of the industrial organizations they face like hiring and retention issues. That not just LNS research, across all our customers, what we have found is hiring, retaining, training, and improving their productivity is a big problem right now, because a lot of for Gen Z they have this Monday effect, where you on a Sunday they may be using Instagram, they may be using TikTok, they may be using Google, or they may be using ChatGPT. But Monday, when it comes to work, they are using telnet-based systems, really old, clunky systems that are that frustrates them, and it is not a pleasant experience for them to, and that leads to dissatisfaction about work for them. And for the we would like to give the definition for the connected worker platform. So this platform enables the worker to do it in simple and easy ways, and also it enables the frontline worker to achieve self-sufficiency. And it is workflow oriented, and it is not like what you just have in the ERP system and bring it into some type of mobile. So we have seen like numerous customers where they just think that bringing like developing a web UI or something like that, and bringing developing an interface to what they have in the ERP is sufficient. Many of these projects actually have failed, and then by the time when we actually start the projects with these customers, we realize that they have failed several times to enable the frontline worker, because they have approached it in like different siloed apps, and they are like scattered For example, they may have developed an app for just receiving, or an app for like the cycle counts, or they have used some legacy solution where it does focuses only on a transaction, but not the actual workflow of the worker. So these connected worker platforms will enable you to have everything that you need, whether it could be SharePoint, or it could be ERP system, or it could be some other third-party system. It can enable you to make real-time decisions, and it uses latest and greatest technology. And you will be able to use Vision AI, for example, if you miss a barcode from a supplier. And you could also automate it. For example, if you select some preferences to when we are doing inbound transaction, the same thing should be applicable when you are doing outbound transaction as well, or manufacturing, or maintenance. Everything is integrated. These platforms, the new generation connected worker platforms, enables you, the frontline workers, in such a way that he doesn't have to use several different third-party systems. So in a plant engineering magazine survey, they found out hiring the skilled technicians and also preparing the workforce for people who are retiring are the two biggest challenges right now facing by the manufacturers. Just to give a quick idea, so on the left-hand side, I have one, the application from the bygone era, and you have something that is modern. So the difference is day and night here. On the right-hand side, you will have this modern application that tells you like tasks, how many you completed, how many you have, and how much is actually is pending. So, and it gives a complete idea, and it's role-based. It's then also there are many other ways that you simplify the entire workflow of the users. And this is another an example when you are trying to do maintenance. For maintenance technicians especially, they were always ignored. They never ever had this kind of like a CEO level or board level dashboards type of tools that equips them with everything that they need to get their work done. They may have some mobile apps, and then they also have to track a lot of things on the pen and paper. But with connected worker, you have everything that you need in one platform, not even like 100 apps. So we would like to tell you about the evaluation of the frontline workforce platform. So where you have like Oracle MSCA, Telnet, these RF era, where you also have like a lot of organizations were using just pen and paper, and they collect all the data on a paper, and then they enter into a ERP system. Sometimes it takes 2 days, 3 days. Even like now, we talk to a lot of customers, they report these same issues. They're still in this RF era where they're using pen and paper or using some telnet based systems with RF guns. These are expensive, and this is why like the Gen Z finds it very difficult to work in a plant or a warehouse. And now we have a lot of, right now this is where we have the connected mobile in the middle, where you have a smartphone based apps or Android based apps. They're still not sufficient to make the worker truly connected, because they are also focusing on like task level. For example, if you are receiving, and it helps you do receiving and updating the Oracle Cloud. But what happens if you want to capture photos during your inspection and send it to the supplier for proof that something was damaged? Or what if you want to do a quality inspection using by integrating with a third-party system? And also, like I can go on and on, like where you need a modern system, like to make the why you need to deploy the next generation solution. And we already covered briefly an example where, like, say we see a lot of customers where their suppliers are not equipped to give them latest barcodes. In that case, they may just send a just the labels. So if you can, you have to still scan that and make the work automated. In that case, you can use Vision AI, where you can automate that process. So the problems faced by the frontline workforce there are a huge amount of problems. For example, telnet screens. If you are using them, you just have to enter the same information again and again. For example, I'm sure many of Oracle customers are familiar with. You have to enter the inventory organization again and again for every transaction if you use the telnet MSCA. And even if you use you still have to, a lot of warehouses, we still find that they have to use pen and paper on a daily basis, even with some of the RF-gen based solutions. And these ERP systems are not actually meant for the frontline workforce, and it is hugely inefficient because they have to need a lot of support from IT and our business. And they also have to follow very lengthy manuals. So we have one manufacturer that we found out they have around 400 pages of manual. And also they need to use multiple systems. We have some customers where they use one system to do label printing, one system to do barcode scanning, others to do like a COA report. So why the legacy solutions are not sufficient to have a truly connected worker is these were built in like the 90s or even 2000s, and they are not built after 2020 or even 2015. Everything was built before, and they still continue to use the same solutions. But technology has evolved so much that you can take advantage of the latest and greatest technology. And it focuses on micro level tasks, not on the entire workflow. And like we said, maintenance, for example, you are focusing only on the work order execution, but not on the different things that a maintenance technician need. And they slow down the worker in the supply chain, whether it is manufacturing or warehousing, and because they are focusing mainly on the data entry, but not providing, for example, visual diagrams, maybe 3D visual diagrams. And because of all these things, you are not able to achieve the truly connected worker. And another important aspect is many of the current solutions in the market, you cannot integrate generative AI because it needs a different type of UI. You cannot use suppose a monitoring tool. You cannot do that. Suppose if a lot of industrials have huge amounts of data, and you may run into data issues. In that case, you will tell them to track everything on a pen and paper. So, but the modern platform should address all this. So we know that Oracle ERP is very powerful. There isn't a feature that you may not have, but the challenge is this is not built for a frontline workforce, and there are a lot of gaps. And what we have seen, personally, I have seen across 75 projects that I did, is everybody needs a lot of customization when it comes to frontline workforce. There are a lot of rules, business logic that you have to customize, and you also have to maintain it. And one of the things that we always notice is you have to integrate with a lot of third-party systems, also these systems, these frontline workforce need 24/7 support for many of the manufacturers because they are working in 3 shifts: night, morning, evening, night time, and you always, if something goes wrong, you cannot afford even a 1 hour of downtime because that could cost a lot, and you're not able to produce what your customers are looking for. You cannot ship. Suppose if a inventory management system is down, you won't be able to ship on time. And if it is if a manufacturing system is down, the same, you cannot produce. And there are challenges with like if you are in a disconnected environment, even in even in plants or warehouses where you have a very good Wi-Fi, there will be spots where you won't have good connectivity because of the machinery and various issues. And another reason why the ERPs are not sufficient for a frontline workforce is you need to keep on buying expensive add-ons. So for example, safety modules. So that is something that right now currently Oracle Maintenance Cloud doesn't even have. But if you want to have a mobile safety module to address the safety issues in the company, whether it is for LOTO or whether it is for the incident management, you may need to buy another ERP system, which will be very expensive, or whether buy like an expensive module you have to go through, like customizing, etc. Overall, it's not it's an overkill, and for simple use cases, and that's where the connected worker platform comes into picture. So now let's look at some of the trends taking place across our customer base. So what we are seeing is, customers are now gone are the days where they are just settling down with some data entry systems, but now they want 100% digitization and trying to leverage AI to solve complex problems. So we are working with some customers to use generative AI for a maintenance technician, and for use cases where to access documents for the service manuals, etc. And we are even working with some customers to build Gen AI agents where the conversations of what we used to have and what we are having right now from some of these customers is totally different. And the customers are trying to leverage GS1 barcodes, QR barcodes, not like 1D barcodes like in the past where you want to you are doing it only for internal purposes, but this was like the 2D barcodes will help you do the track and trace successfully, and automating every step instead of leaving out gaps and asking users to do manual steps, and trying to leverage the Oracle cloud and EBS systems, and also external stakeholders as well. So when it comes to the supply chain, it's not just about internal users, but your customers, suppliers, subcontractors, and contractors. You want to have a connectivity with them. And trying to one of the trends taking place right now is they want the customers are trying to simplify the overall experience for the workforce. We don't want to the ideal goal for many customers, what they're saying is we don't want any kind of lengthy manuals, because if a system is so simple, people, the example is so nobody has a manual for using LinkedIn. Nobody has a manual for Instagram. So why do I need a manual for the system? And another trend taking place right now is digitization of even instructions, like through tools like digital forms. And using IIoT and AI for predictive maintenance is also on the rise. Right now, customers are talking about like some POCs in this area. So I think to enable and achieve a truly connected worker, we need to change our mindset. We have to embrace design thinking. We cannot ignore the frontline workforce. Gone like in the past, when the ERP systems are implemented, you are always thinking about with all the white collar workers sitting in the office, CFOs, CEOs, and planners, schedulers, etc. But you want to focus so much on the frontline worker, and that's an afterthought. And but you have to change that. And you also have to think that it's not what you have in the ERP system that you are trying to digitize or even develop a mobile app. but it's all about what are all the different processes, how do you actually connect them from procurement to inventory management to manufacturing to logistics, maintenance, safety, and quality management. And you should definitely think about when you are selecting a platform, you should not select something that is an app. I think you should focus more on a platform, and should not think just from a perspective of what is there actually in Oracle Cloud or EBS. We should think about what the actually frontline workforce needs. So that is the mindset change we need. And you should also think about how to AI first and how to have a mobile first, cloud first, and strategy. If possible, you may need to even think about using sensors. And since this is a bigger chunk of the workforce, these are doing the mission critical work, it is worth the investment, and you cannot keep on doing the old mistakes. And you need to complement Oracle ERP, you should definitely have a next generation connected workforce platform. The business benefits are numerous. You can clearly see 3 times more ROI than if you are implementing some type of RF era type of solutions with like apps, like an app oriented approach, or if you are just not even digitizing that. And you can achieve an autopilot supply chain if you have a truly connected worker. So what that autopilot supply chain means is the worker is self-sufficient. They don't need a lot of IT or business support. They will understand what they are actually doing, what's happening. They can track, they can work themselves without bothering anybody. So this is especially critical if you have remote plants or warehouses. And by using tools like digital forms, where you can digitize all the tribal knowledge that exists within your company. So we see that now a lot of people are about to retire in the warehouses. They have been there for almost 35 years, 40 years. But I talked to some warehouse managers, plant managers. One of their biggest concerns right now is how organization is going to survive once they leave. So this is where, because most of the things are in like Word documents, or some are not even documented, and even with the documentation, a lot of people, they don't know how to actually use. That's where you are trying to do the digitization, so that you will have everything people gonna use it when they need it. And definitely you may spend a ton of money on Oracle ERP, but you need to maximize the Oracle ERP investment. You definitely have to look at the connected worker platform. What many customers have reported to us is at least 2 hours of productivity improvement was there, and you can reduce a lot of costs, and you can overall you can make the operations very simple and easy. So now the big question is, how do we unlock the full potential of Oracle ERP? So that's as we said, you have to have the truly connected workforce platform along with the Oracle SCM Cloud or EBS. And now I will hand it over to my colleague Madhu. He will walk you through the different use cases in the supply chain, like how a lot of our customers are actually using the connected worker platform.
Hello, thank you, Raj. Thank you for all the insights. So myself, Madhu Kasreddy, I'm a product manager. Let's look at some statistics, starting with supply chain industries are already under tremendous pressure, between the traditional tools, solutions versus the new technologies like AI, ML, IoT, right? So 68% of supply chain organizations have adopted AI-enabled visibility solutions already, right? And whoever is early adopters in these digital tools have seen logistic cost decreased by 15% and reduce the inventory levels by 35%, right? So let me also give what customer challenges, pain points with the current traditional and pointed solutions, right? So the first one is limited traceability, where traditional one-dimensional barcodes and manual processes makes it difficult to track the product's end-to-end process, right? This is where the solution is adapting two-dimensional barcodes, QR, GS1, right, which is far better than the old traditional barcodes, which can store far more data, right, and also enables traceability and better recall management. And until today, right, we still have a lot of manual process in the current supply chain industries, right, which leads to manual errors and inefficiency. And of course, it's may not be the biggest problem, but it is still a problem, which is connectivity gaps, right? Many warehouses and distribution center face uh, this connectivity issues, which can halt or hold some of the critical operations and disrupt the workflows. This is where you can look after offline first platforms, right? So which will enable not to lose any data, and they can track all the data even with connectivity, without connectivity, which helps maintaining 24/7 productivity. And still there are industries having uh, their warehouses, supply chain workflows without barcoding the goods, right? So not every item comes with a barcode, which makes a difficult in identification and tracking. So this is where the customers can choose the platforms which can allow not only just barcode and scanning, it can also capture photos, videos, digital signatures, which is like a support of POD, proof of delivery, and quality checks, and of course compliance, right? And a lot of areas, they're also countering customer service delays, right? There are a lot of manual RMA and order tracking process slow down the returns and issue resolution. So this is where customer portals should be self-sufficient, right, where order tracking empowers customers, and of course which will reduce the support calls. So what should customers look when it comes to barcode scanning, inventory management, the stream under supply chain, right? I feel they should look for flexibility, right? Solutions must handle both barcoded solution and non-barcoded goods, right? And support multimedia data capture. And it should be scalability and integration. It should be easily integrate with any ERP, for example, Oracle, right? And it should be also integrate with any WMS, Internet of Things systems, right? As the business grows. And as I mentioned, offline capability, which is the solution should work seamlessly with and without connectivity, right? And as we are talking about frontline workers, one of the important thing which always we need to give attention is user experience, right? So, and today it's in the digital era, right? Everybody is using smartphones, smart tablets. So the user experience of these frontline worker solutions should be, more than outstanding, I can say, right? And last but not least, security and compliance, right? So all the data should have a strong protection and support for regularity requirements, which are non-negotiable. Can we go to next slide, Raj? Yeah. So under entire supply chain management, so we talked about inventory part. Now let's look at shipping and logistics, right? So when it comes to shipping and logistics, right, So how this the new era digital solutions and traditional solutions are working, right? So companies using mobile apps for logistics have reported a 25% reduction in late deliveries and a 40% decrease in back orders, right? And implementing a photo capture for proof of delivery has led to 95% reduction in customer complaints, and which is of course 20% approximately savings in freight claims for leading logistics provider, right? So this is kind of some of the statistics when it comes to shipping and logistics. In this stream, what customer pain points and challenges with the traditional pointed solution, right? So if you see, one of the major pain point is manual paper based documentation. So this traditional process, relying on physical documents like bill of lading, load reports, customer invoices, which delays the process and highly administrative overhead, right? So where mobile apps enable, right, instant digital capture and cloud storage of all the critical documents and makes them accessible anytime, everywhere. So which will resolve this traditional problem. And if you see this, especially shipping and logistics, one of the pain point is disputes and freight claims, right? So lot of times they don't have any visual evidence during the delivery, right, which often results in costly chargebacks and the time that takes to resolve those issues also longer, right? So where solutions like having capturing photos, digital signatures at delivery, and of course storing them in the cloud, definitely that will reduce freight claims cost up to 20%. And disconnected carriers and ERP systems. So a lot of this manual entry of freight costs, tracking numbers, and shipping labels into ERP systems like Oracle is slow, very, and also there is a chance of manual errors, right? So one of our customers having this issue, um, where they want to track the freight cost as part of the invoice, right? So the current system for them was it's two different systems and very manual base, right, which was taking lot of time to link this customer invoice, including the freight cost, right? So which we kind of having that solution which help them to have one single system, not to go to two different system, and of course reducing a lot of manual work, right? And when it comes to the visibility in the yard management systems, right? So very manual yard check-ins and checkouts cause so many bottlenecks and reduce productivity. So integrate like a digital yard management systems and using phone-based alerts, right? Yard workflows, real-time visibility, and which increases the coordination between the warehouse and yard teams, right? So when it comes to shipping and logistics, what customers should ideally look for, what kind of solution, if they look for a solution, like what should be the capabilities of those digital solutions, right? So one is comprehensive document management, right? And ensure that solution supports digital capture, storage, retrieval of all supply chain documents, including bill of lading, load reports, customer invoices, right? And integrated visual evidence, which is again, right, having photo and digital capture at every transaction point, right? And all these customer portals should be self-service, right? So customers should be able to easily access, download, and manage their own documents and shipment statuses 24/7, right, which will reduce their support workload. And of course seamless integration with ERP and other supporting systems. and robust POD capabilities, proof of delivery, right? So make sure the mobile with the POD apps that support digital signatures, photos, and real-time status updates, right? And notifications, and completely paperless delivery. And having a YAD management system, right? Integrated automated check-in, checkouts, and real-time alerts, right? Which is again completely connected with warehouse. So overall, right? So in the shipping and logistics, so one is digitizing documentation, proof of deliveries, customer invoices, right? And a real-time access to frontline workers. Raj, thanks. Next slide, please. So one of the a main and critical stream under supply chain, right, which I'm talking about manufacturing, right? So digitally transforming in manufacturing definitely will unlock a lot of efficiency, quality, and agility, right? So 92% of manufacturers now consider digital transformation as a top priority, but 16% of them are real time, they're using in real time, and they're integrating digital transformation so far, right? And 62% of manufacturers have adopted IoT technologies in their processes, which is driving real time data and operational visibility. And when it comes to manufacturing domain, right, what pain points, challenges, right, with the traditional and the current processes? I think one of the thing Raj covered is tribal knowledge, loss of tribal knowledge, inconsistent workflows, right? So a lot of manufacturing companies still rely on paper-based and static work instructions, which leads to uh, errors, lost know-how, right, and inconsistent quality, right? This is where digital work instructions can capture all the experts' knowledge and standardize processes using AI, right? And easily updated, which will approximately reduce their 35% errors and continuous improvement, right, in the manufacturing. And manual quality inspections and inefficiency. So a lot of human driven inspections are slow and very subjective, and which has errors and which are causing defects and waste, right? So in this area, solutions could be vision AI enables real time automated quality inspections, right? And we can use digital forms in every step of manufacturing, and it will also reduce false positives and minimize the scrap. And the other one is lack of real-time data and visibility, right? So manufacturing companies doesn't have the real-time visibility where there is so the work in progress items, right? How the production line is moving, where is my semi-finished product is today, where is my finished product is today. It's very hard to capture in the real time in the current traditional systems. So whereas having solutions like IIoT sensors, which and also including real-time machine monitoring, provides instant visibility and also helps in predictive maintenance and optimized resource use, which end of the day improves the efficiency and reduce the costly downtime. And complex workforce management, which is manual clock in clock out, right? A lot of manual scheduling, right? So this is where you can use digital workforce management tools, which will automate time tracking, schedule, and compliance. And a lot of times we use factory workers outside the company or inside the company. They take a lot of time to train and onboard them into the process, right? So this is where 3D visual diagrams and interactive digital work instructions, and which will help to easily train them, onboard them, right? And make them skilled fast. So when it comes to manufacturing, what should they look into when they look for digital solutions, right? So they should look for, of course, integration capabilities, which is easy to integrate with any ERP, uh, MES, IIoT, and quality systems. And user experience and accessibility should be super priority, right? Easily access, mobile, supporting for multimedia, photos, 3D diagrams, even voice, right? Which will increase the adoption and reduce the training time. Flexibility, because this is a continuous improvement in not only manufacturing, in entire supply chain anywhere, right? So the solutions must uh, help with the current processes, and also it should be flexible to the changing production needs, new product lines, and new workforce dynamics, right? And the data should be real-time accessible, which is the solution is cloud and real-time data, right? Opt for cloud-based platforms, which will help real-time monitoring and of course analytics, right? And which will help fast and agile decision making. And last but not least, security and compliance. Okay. Yeah. So if you're looking at this a particular survey, right, did by Plant Engineering, and it's published in the Plant Engineering magazine, right? So if you see the 46 percentile, 43 percentile, 1 and 3, right, which is basically enhanced diagnostics and troubleshooting tools, faster delivery of spare parts, right? So the fourth stream I'm going to talk about is the asset management, asset maintenance, as under the umbrella of supply chain management, right? So where the suppliers can also contribute, right, to improve the efficiency of maintenance, right? In these two main areas. One is they can, the data can be, from the production side, from the supply chain side, from the logistics side, inventory side, right? So these diagnostics can help for a better maintaining the asset and faster spare parts delivery, right? So there is 43% of improvement that can be done if we can bring spare parts on time, right? Yeah, let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so this is also again the biggest and critical stream under the supply chain, right? Asset maintenance, asset management. So when it comes to asset maintenance, right, so the highly used, or we hear, is predictive maintenance, right? So predictive maintenance using AI and IIoT can reduce unplanned downtime by up to 50%, right? Which will extend asset lifespans 20 to 40%, right? And whoever industries using mobile first maintenance platforms have improved technician productivity, which is frontline workers again, by 30%, and reduce paperwork time. It's not just paperwork, the time that it takes to do that administrative work, they can reduce up to 60 percentile. And over 70% of industrial firms plan to increase their investment in digital maintenance and EHS, environmental health and safety tools. In these tools, they are going to increase the investments up to 70% by 2026. So when it comes to asset maintenance, like what pain points, challenges with the traditional pointed solution? So the first foremost is a paper-based disconnected process, right? So a lot of industries still in the maintenance, they're using paper-based process, manual logs, right, which leads to lost data, slow reporting, right? So in this area, the solutions like digital forms, right, and maintenance, mobile first maintenance solutions will digitize all records, making data instantly available for analytics, audits, and compliance, right? And the second one is the lack of real-time collaboration, right? So this is where a lot of maintenance teams still working in silos, which is causing delays in approvals, troubleshooting, and the execution of work, right? So in this area, solutions like again maintenance mobile first solution, having social work order collaborations where it enables real-time messaging, updates, the knowledge sharing between the workers, supervisors, technicians, which will accelerate issue resolution. And the third one is limited technician support in the field. So when these frontline workers, technicians, they're on the field, a lot of times they don't have a proper network, right? So and they face a lot of unfamiliar issues which were not occurred earlier, right? They need immediate attention and access where paper-based troubleshooting guides and manuals cannot give that access. I think this is where uh, digital solutions having generative AI, right, which will provide instant support, and they can talk to the chatbots, they can ask questions, they can get instructions from the AI. And of course, reactive and costly maintenance. Traditional maintenance is often reactive, and which leads to a lot of unexpected breakdowns, which leads to higher costs. So having solutions integrated with AI, machine learning, and IIoT, right, which enables predictive maintenance. So proactive maintenance is better than reactive maintenance, which will reduce the cost, which will prevent the breakdowns. And safety and compliance, right, when it comes to maintenance, typically workers, frontline workers works on the machines, on very critical assets, right? So this manual safety reporting and EHS processes still inconsistent, and a lot of increased incidents because of manual processes, right? Solutions having a mobile environmental health and safety tools make it easy to report hazards. You can do risk assessments, conduct audits, you can do isolation, de-isolation sequences, you can issue isolation certificates, and of course real-time alerts, and you can do analytics, which again gives predictive maintenance. And one of the important thing, right, which is inefficient scheduling, right? So a lot of manual planning and scheduling are leading to underutilized resources, right? And you are missing the critical asset windows for maintenance, right? So this is where having digital scheduling tools powered by AI, right, which will optimize technician assignments, parts availability, especially spare parts availability, right? And maintenance timing for maximum asset uptime. So what should customers ideally look for when they go for connected worker solutions, right? So of course they need to look for offline first, mobile ready platforms. They need to have a real-time collaboration, just like I mentioned, a social order collaboration, right, which should have a predictive analytics, IoT integration, especially environmental health and safety integration, and AI driven scheduling, and last but not least, user experience and security. So which will these are all some of the insights will help you to choose the best platform for your requirements. Yeah, thank you. Cool. Yeah, overall summary is again, so one, ERP will not suffice, will not uh, uh, give all the solutions for especially considering frontline workers, right? They need to have a truly connected worker, having scalability, flexibility, security, and the latest greatest tools integrated with. I think that's all I have. Over to you, Raj.
Yeah, thank you, Madhu. So that concludes our webinar today. If you have any questions, please let us know.
I'm looking here. I don't.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the chat window.
Oh,
If
there is
anybody,
one in the questions box. Did you already see that one? Did you implement or award? Did you implement or aware of any solutions for track and trace beyond QR codes for scanning? What was done to associate raw materials used in FG production for traceability?
Raj,
If
you
you
got the
look at
question?
the questions, you'll see
I'm
that.
still going through the question. Yeah, I think one solution that we have implemented was GS1 for our tracking and tracing. So GS1 has the code 128 and also have QR codes both. So for suppliers, if you want to track, you could use GS1. We recommend GS1 versus QR codes, especially if it is external traceability. Okay. Any other questions?
I don't see any others. While we're waiting, I just want to say thank you so much for presenting today. And to our attendees, thank you for being here. If there are no other questions, that would conclude our webinar for today. Again, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day and the upcoming weekend. And thank you again to our presenters.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.